captain kind of sent us a wake up this morning because he said we need to see these views. And he was not joking. This is the most stunning. I have never seen anything so beautiful in my life. Just completely white mountains. And none of this video will do it any justice. But, wow. That is take my breath away. I just want to cry, that's so beautiful. So one of the things I think is cool is, you know, you have a TV station. It's #2 on this ship, and you can, there's a live camera to the front of the boat, and you can tell all the details, where you're going, kind of where you've been, speed, position, wind, you know, date, how fast we're going, just like you can in some airplanes. And I had wondered before I got on this ship if they were going to have anything like that, and they sure do. Their app is amazing. The information is amazing. This whole thing has just been really awesome. And I'll go through the app with you later, hopefully, if I remember before we lose it. They'll probably shut off the app at some point. But look at that. That's where we're headed. Right into the glacier.
Wait, keep going. The next one is the best one.
There you go. That's where we're going. And so far, it's breathtakingly beautiful.
And that's where we were yesterday. So we came all this way through there.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, time to have breakfast. Oh, look, even bigger view. Right in there. So, yep, time to have breakfast. And have some coffee and wait till we get there.
This is how we keep our weight down from our many meals.
Yep.
We take the stairs every time.
Huffing it every time. Here we are. Here we are, day 7. And we're here having breakfast. This is, we'll be on the ship all day today. We'll look at the glacier and then head to our last stop. What's for breakfast? Got glazed ham. All the normals for breakfast. And the omelet bar. That's just basically the normal. You guys have seen it many times by now. Scott's gonna get himself an omelet as usual. I got myself some avocado toast, smoked salmon, a couple eggs, a couple of pork ring sausages, and I'm going to try this oatmeal and a green juice. That's an apple juice. So it looks good. So I consolidated all of them into one plate. And there you go. That's my breakfast. And I'm gonna sample that. That's grits with cinnamon, brown sugar, and a little bit of milk and some nuts. There's Hubbard Glacier. I know it doesn't look wonderful to you because on my phone it doesn't look wonderful to me. But with my eyes, oh my gosh. That is a sight to see. Alright, so we thought we'd do a wrap-up video before we leave the ship tomorrow, just to give you an idea of the, you know, generally how our experience went here. I'll let Scott tell you about the booking process and how he got kind of on this trip.
First of all, we found a big savings by booking through Costco. You save a lot, you get a lot of extra things with it. They had added the soda package on here. We got money back. We got like $100 towards our bill, and we even get a Costco gift card after the cruise is over. So in all, we probably saved about half by doing that. Another thing we wanted to say is, like, we got a balcony room, and it's super important, I think, for an Alaskan cruise to get the balcony.
It was the best thing ever. If you can put the extra money in for a balcony room, the Alaska trip especially, there's so much to look at outside your windows. There's a lot of wildlife going on. There's mountains, huge mountains, snow-capped, everything, and it's just a gorgeous sight to sit in your room, have coffee, talk, watch TV, and have this gorgeous view. And if the seas do get a little rough, it's nice to be able to see the horizon, you know, just to keep yourself level. So if you can afford it, go for it. I wouldn't, you know, skimp at all. The balcony was absolutely the best thing on this trip.
Yeah, you might get a chance to even see whales right from your bed. So amazing.
We saw dolphins too.
So that was another way we saved money, was instead of choosing our room, we got the balcony class. I don't think that's always available, but when it is, you should get it. You probably save 20 to 25% that way too. You are guaranteed a balcony room. You just don't know which one, and it could be really awesome. It could be maybe the worst balcony room, but at least you'll still get a balcony.
Yeah, so what that is you don't choose your room at the time of booking. You say you'll forfeit that and let them choose the balcony for you at the end of the trip. So something like a week before we sailed is when we got our stateroom. Yeah. So we had no idea what side of the boat we were going to be on, what level we were going to be on, anything. But the one that they gave us has been fantastic. We got a little sofa here. We got a great balcony. Our balcony is one of the bigger ones, sort of right in between the smaller and the bigger ones. It's the transition between the smaller balconies and the bigger balconies. So it's nice because we just don't have anybody in front of us, and everybody behind us is behind us, so we're not looking there. And I don't know, letting them choose it for me, it's been great. There's no noise up above, there's no noise below. It's been great.
Yeah.
The loudest thing in the room is the toilet.
Yeah. When you flush the toilet, you wake up everybody within like all the cabins around you.
You can hear the toilet flushing in the other cabins too. So yeah. I think everybody has that problem. But that's the loudest thing in the room. So I really enjoyed this room.
Yeah.
When you board, you get your little pass. This little pass takes you everywhere. They scan the barcode on the back, and that does the charges to your anything extra that you haven't paid for in advance will go to the charge of the room by that.
Yeah, whenever you leave the ship or come back onto the ship, they scan it, and that's how you keep track of the passengers, make sure everybody's on board. And
extra charges or drinks or places to eat that aren't already included in your package, you get charged to by that card.
It's got all the important information right on there too. The room you're in, where your location to assemble in case of emergency, your dining times, and just everything you need to know is right on there.
And at the end of the trip, you get this sort of summarized bill of what had gone on those cards and anything extra.
Yeah, so anytime you're anywhere on the ship, if you want to buy a drink or you want to order anything, they put it right on your...
Rent a towel.
Yeah, rental towel. They just scan your card and it ends up on your bill. The other thing that ends up on your bill.
And by the way, rent a towel doesn't mean you have to pay to get the towel. It just means they keep track. So when you take out a towel, you must return a towel. Otherwise, at the end, you get a $25 charge. But you can take and return towels all day long if you want to. They're just trying to keep track of when you bring them in and when you bring them out. That's all.
Yep. And the other thing that goes on your bill every day is the daily gratuity fee. So you'll see that build up during the course of your stay. And like I said, we started off with a credit because we had booked through Costco. And about halfway through the cruise, it started going into the positive. And by the time we're done, I think we'll owe $100 roughly in gratuities.
But that's half price, pretty much, of what we would have paid anyhow. So again, another benefit from booking through Costco. Yeah. Some of the things that we did on board were going to free shows, like art exhibits. And at the end of everything, usually they give you something for free. I think the art show was the only one you could get free alcohol. It was champagne. It wasn't that great. But, you know, like you'll get things like this, which is a limited certificate of authenticity art. And, you know, it's free just for sitting through the event. So there's many things like this. We went to 2 art auctions. Yeah. I think they had 3, but we only attended 2. So we got 4 pieces of art here. Every time you go to a port, they give you these maps. So these maps helped us get around town. A Sitka wasn't included because it's not a port you can shop at. And they're all about shopping because they want you to spend money. So we got Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway as part of the Royal Caribbean backed shopping ports. And in each of them, you know, they give you useful information and places you should stop and things you should see. You can also book your tours through the boat. I don't recommend that because I'm not that rich, so I can't afford any of that stuff. But we found really great deals going to the people on the porch trying to sell you their personal itineraries of whatever they have to offer, and they give you good pricing. You can gamble your price a little with them, you know, bargain it out. And they already know the cruise ship time, so you know, just make sure you're here before all aboard and you're good to go. So I would book through them directly, and at each stop they have, every port they give you things like this. You know, they're just cheap jewelry, they're not like even sterling silver or anything, but you know, it's free stuff you can give to your friends or family. And you know, they give you all, and the ports have all shops everywhere. Just come inside. We give you a free gift. So they're all about free gifts. We didn't do that because I don't want everybody to try to sell me stuff because I'm really not that much of a buyer. I don't buy a lot of things. But you can if you're a shopper. It's a great place. All these places are just, they're geared towards selling you stuff, and it's especially jewelry.
Yep.
But it's a shopper's dream out here.
So every day you get some mail. I always like getting the mail. And it would be like what was going to go on the ship the next day, the menu, all the times for all the events, and just all the stuff that you could imagine.
So it'll tell you what day. It'll tell you, you know,
Weather,
temperatures,
yeah.
weather, what's going on, tips.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff might be in the app, but there's some things on here that are not in the app.
I tell you,
different
the
things
app
about
was
it.
great, but sometimes it's just nice. Like before I go to bed, I like to read through this. Just, you know, it's good having paper in your hands. And I'd read through this before I went to sleep, and it's great. I like having this paper. I hope they never stop it, but maybe that's the transition from the app. From maybe everybody had papers one day, long time ago, right? And now they're trying to go towards paperless, which is like the rest of the world. So it may just one day be the app, but for right now, they've got paper, and I grabbed a fitness schedule, which I never went to, but I got it. They have that. And
the other thing probably to cover would be what to pack for the cruise. When we were packing, we tried to pack light, so we only have a few shirts that we would rotate. We actually have laundry here, but we never needed that. Just a couple pair of pants. I was able to get away with something like a Croc type of shoe. It's like a rubber shoe. This one is by Merrell, but a Croc would be great too. It's good even in the coldest conditions. It was great.
he's got tough feet.
And what we found was that we have packed too much stuff. So there's a lot of things that we didn't even use.
Yeah, we just had a airline carry-on rolly luggage worth of stuff, and even that was too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Light as you can go.
It wasn't as cold as we expected it to be. It was normally around the 40s or 50s, which was the same kind of weather as Washington and Oregon.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the same weather we were already experiencing. The only time it really got super cold was in Juneau, when it actually started to rain and hail. And the rain and the hail and the wetness and the wind, that's when it created a really cold, where I had to bust out my gloves and everything.
Yeah, we both have rain jackets, and that really helped a lot.
Oh yeah, don't forget your rain jacket when you come. You
get a really
never
thin one.
know when it's gonna rain. And we've been lucky. Every place we've stopped so far has been sunny, except the one Juneau area that we stopped in. Scott probably could have used some waterproof pants. I had some waterproof pants. He was a little bit cold. We took a whale watching tour.
Right after we gotten rained on, we went on a whale watching, and so you're standing on the ship, and of course, the wind's blowing at you, and you're totally wet, and we're in Alaska, so it was pretty cold.
Something we found out really cool about in the whale watching tour was that the whales come here to eat. They stay in Hawaii all year long, basically, to fast, they're fasting, and they're mating and making babies and hanging out and having a great time, and then they come to Alaska to feed. So they're here during Alaska's summer months, which is now. So they're making their way back here. They're all skinny, they're all starving, and they're feeding all summer long, and then they'll go back. They'll make the 3,000 mile trip back to Hawaii. So as for whale watching, you'll see in our videos, it wasn't that productive at all.
Yeah, we saw a lot more whales from this ship than we did from the whale watching. That might not be everybody's experience, I would think that you would see a lot more on the whale watching excursions.
We thought we would have, but we actually got a better view from the ship itself. We got to see dolphins and whales and everything. So if you think that you might get a better experience, I wouldn't say that it would be. You might get a better chance seeing whales in Hawaii, where they spend most of their time playing and happy instead of, because they're mating and stuff. So they're probably more active. Here they were just really focused on feeding. So they're really focused on getting underwater instead of spending most of their time on the water. So that was interesting to learn. And so our whale watching was, but the whale watching from the boat was great. That's why balcony room.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just remembering that Sandy was talking about the excursions. You can book them through the cruise line. That way you don't have to worry about it. But it was a lot better. The prices were probably like 75% off to wait until you're at the dock for that place, and then just kind of haggle with the different experiences that you have there.
I'll tell you, most of them do the same thing.
Yeah.
So go to the one that's least busy. That's what we did. Like everybody just goes right from the boat straight to the closest one. Walk a little further down where everybody else kind of spreads out. And those people are willing to give you a better deal because nobody's getting down to them yet. But they're all offering the same stuff. There's only certain key points in every port that everybody wants to see, so they're all offering that, whether it be to see the glacier, go to a special historic park, whatever it may be. They all have it. It's just about getting the best price. So go to the ones that nobody are at, and you'll probably get the best deal.
An example of a price, I think it was like $600 per person to go whale watching and also see the glacier, and we did whale watching and seeing the glacier just for $150 per person.
Yeah.
And so, the difference wouldn't be horrible, except for everything's double because you got to buy 2 tickets. So we ended up saving almost $1,000 just by waiting. And we didn't know it was our experiment to try.
Yeah, it was kind of great too because then without having a plan, we just got off and did our own thing and made our own plan, and
being flexible was pretty good.
Yeah, it was great having that, not feeling like you're rushed all over the place. So it's been really relaxing cruise. It's been a beautiful cruise. It's been everything I ever hoped for in a cruise, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people have talked about all the different cruises, during our dinner times and stuff, and a lot of people really enjoy. A lot of people have been to the Caribbean cruises and done all that, but they really say that this one is a special one. And I can see why. Being on the cruise, I can see why. And a lot of people like Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, people told us about all the different cruise lines. This one would be better for people that didn't want to party so much. And
yeah, it's good for us older crew that kind of like to relax and just have a little fun, not get totally drunk or do a lot of trying to meet a lot of single people. I don't think there was a lot of single people. It was just like seemed to be a lot more older retired couples here, just having a good time. So maybe that's why things were kind of quiet and kind of nice. Yeah,
I think the rowdiest person on the whole cruise was the cruise director. Like he was the one who was making all the commotion a lot of time.
And he was great. Yeah, everything was great. The entertainment was great. The cleaning crews were always cleaning. Everybody always had their masks on. There was never a time that I felt like things were dirty or we were going to get sick or anything like that. We were pretty diligent. We always wore a mask, even on the boat. We didn't wear it, obviously, when we were eating, but that would be the only time it came off, or the hot tub. It was great.
I would highly recommend this type of vacation as compared to any other type of vacation. Even if you add up the dollars, like compare, going to Disneyland or going to some other city and renting a car and a hotel and airfare, all that. You compare that to just going on a cruise, the day charges. For us, I'm just trying to do the calculation in my head right now. Something like $60 a day, I think, for each person. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And this has been, you get serviced hand to foot. It's unlimited food, unlimited coffee, tea, lemonade, juice, food almost 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so if you were to go to Disneyland, they're not going to give you unlimited food.
One day's of food is, a few $100s, on an average sized family. And this is just a great savings. Yeah. You just didn't have to worry about anything, just nothing. There's nothing to be had to be worried about here. And it's been so wonderful, and it was worth every penny.
And while we're at meals and different times we talk to people, and somebody was talking about a great idea, which would, if instead of flying to Europe, you could take a cruise across.
Transatlantic. The transatlantic cruise.
It takes longer, but it costs you about the same, and the whole way across you're getting, you know, free meals and entertainment.
And yeah, you don't have to
As long
drive
as you have
yourself
that time.
anywhere. They're driving for you. You're just looking out the window, and then they're like, "Okay, goodbye," and then you just
sleep
get
half
off.
the time.
Yeah, you're just eating, sleeping, watching shows, you know, dancing, music. They've got something going on all the time, and there's always something to do, and it's just been great. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Checkout.
Checkout. There's 2 different options for checkout. One is you just kind of leave yourself. The problem with that is you have to get off the ship by 7 a.m. So you could eat and have breakfast early, and then, you know, you gotta
I'm
be
too
out
lazy,
here
I
by
wanna
7
sleep
a.m. So we can sleep in. We're gonna be in Seward, and our train, there's only one train right now. I don't know if that's always the case, but our train doesn't leave till 6 p.m. So what we, you know, decided was it would be in our best interest to stay on the ship as long as possible. So sleep in as long as possible, eat, you know, our lunch as late as possible, and then pick up our bags. So there's all kinds of different options you have to choose as far as which time you want to get off the ship. And we're down here in the last one. We're getting off the ship as late as we can.
Which is 8:40.
We're gonna go over to the train station, and they're supposed to have secured storage over there. So we'll check in our bags, and then we'll see the city, and take our time and go around. Maybe go on an excursion.
Yeah, maybe somebody will sell us something at the port.
Yeah.
But for right now, the plan is to get up about 8 o'clock, be in the dining facility by 8:30 before they shut it all down, eat, then go pick up our bags, go drop them off at the train station, and then go see what trouble we can get into before we head to Anchorage.
Yeah, we'll have to go slow on our trouble, though, because we gotta have enough trouble to last the whole day.
Yeah, pretty much from 8 to 6 or 9 to 6.
But it seems like there's plenty to do there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So that's it for now.
Fish and chips.
I think that's at dinner. So day 7 menu. I think I'll be getting the heirlooms tomato salad. Maybe the lentil soup sounds good. I think I'll be getting the fried chicken and waffles. I have never eaten that before, so sounds like a good time to try it. And the crumble. Cantolano. That'll be lunch. Lentil soup.
It's some kind of chicken sandwich.
Royal chicken sandwich.
Royal chicken, yeah.
Chicken and waffle. Already cut into it.
That is a white chocolate mousse.
One night in the dining room, I had the pork chop, and it was, you know, he asked me, because I didn't eat a whole lot of it, and he asked me.
Is it good?
I said, well, you know, it was dry, it was overdone.
It's really
And,
sweet.
I mean, the next time,
Super
he's like, is there something
You want
special
some?
you want? Do you want me to have the chef? The chef will fix you whatever you want. You just need to let me know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's only bad to have.
I was picking at my food,
Is that good?
That's a no.
not eating it.
You don't like?
It's way too sweet. Back at the Windjammer. Salad, burger. Vegetable lasagna. Grilled fish, corn on the top. Mashed potatoes and gravy and breaded chicken. Jerked pork. Napa sauce. Steamed rice. Mexican beef stew. Roasted potatoes and steamed vegetables and French fries today. For lunch. See anything you want to get?
Yeah, just ice cream.
Huh?
I don't see anything.
Okay, so just ice cream?
Yeah.
I'll take a couple of bites if you get one. Hi. Vanilla in a cone, please.
Can I get a bowl of swirl?
Okay, so I'd like to take the time to go over this app. It's pretty amazing. It's called Royal. And when you execute the app, you also need to connect to the ship's Wi-Fi for this to work. So the first thing you would need to do is connect to Wi-Fi guest at the Radiance. So connected.
You can get to it.
Settings.
View more.
View more. Okay.
And then MAC address setting. Phone MAC. When you click on it, there's two choices.
Okay. So when we began this trip, we tried to connect to the Wi-Fi and it kept saying it failed. What you need to do is go to your settings, you click view more, and right here under MAC address type, it was automatically set to randomize MAC. You have to change it to phone MAC. And once you do that, it connects to the Wi-Fi fine, and then you can get to this app. And this app is awesome. It shows you the boat. It shows you little information like the sunset time, what your next port will be, the temperature outside, and, you know, sunrise and sunset times. You have a little safety briefing that you have to go to, and it tells you what deck. Then you have to watch little videos on how to use your life jacket and such. Then there's a health bar, and it sort of tells you what mask policies are, or any of the places that you're going, what they require as far as travel documents and such. And then there's your boarding, and your boarding will be, you know, your stateroom, your reservation number, and your barcode. And under your account, you'll see anything that you had charged that is not included in the initial payment of your cruise, which is gratuities. Gratuities is one big thing that's not included, and as you can see, every day it added $14.50 for gratuities to all the servicemen and ladies that have helped us with our food and our cleaning or whatever is needed on the boat. So that's always added $14.50 a day. And there's a calendar. When you go to my calendar, it's things that you've added from the daily planner. And here in the daily planner, you can go through all the things that are happening that day. And whatever interests you, you can go ahead and click it and add it to your calendar. So let's just say Mamma Mia. We want to watch that movie. I have that scheduled today at 2 p.m., which 2 p.m. is gone. So here on day 7, 8 o'clock tonight. So I add that. It's on my calendar now. And anything that you'd like to add, you just click and you can add to your calendar. And when you want to see what you have on your calendar, here it is. So the ship time is 2:33 right now, and at 3, 4, and 5 I have nothing scheduled. At 5 p.m. it says I'd like to see the adult speed climbing competition going on at the top. So there's that, and we've got some movies and shows that we'd like to watch tonight, and the farewell party happening. So it goes by days here at the bottom. So day 8, there'll be nothing. Day 6, this was day 5, day 4, and then so on. So what I really constantly use this app for, other than finding out what was going on with the ship, is the dining experience. So when you go under dining, if you're hungry now, it just kind of shows you right now what's open and what will be closing. Then there's a choice of restaurants. All these restaurants you have to pay extra for. They're not included unless it's the Windjammer. The Windjammer is included. And once you click Windjammer, it tells you all the times that they're open. You know, buffet, casual attire, descriptions, and when you want to know the menu, you just click the menu for the day. So today is Flavors of the Caribbean. That's on day 7. Day 8, there won't be any dinner because we'll be gone. So day 6, there was Viva Mexico. Day 5, your passport to China. Day 4 was Mangia. What is that? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Day 3, A Taste of Tex-Mex. Day 2 was Meal in the Mediterranean. and day 1 was All American Classics. You'll see in the videos that I go through that, and you'll be able to see all what was offered on those days. So that was the Windjammer Cafe. Main dining is usually what you'll find. We were assigned to room 4 on the main dining, and there again is all the times, and you can click menu again. Breakfast, they sell all these things at breakfast. That'll be the menu. For lunch, all these things. For dinner, all of these things you'll be able to choose from. And your beverage choice in case you'd like to add beverages to your package, which we don't really drink, so we don't order anything from the beverage tab. If you don't know where things are, there's a little Find on Deck tab, and it's really cool. It'll show you what's on the deck for and where it is that you need to be for these things. So that's the Cascades. Then they have the bars and lounges for people who are interested, coffee and snacks. So that's that for the dining. If you want to know about the ship, there's a tab right here for the ship, and you can have the deck maps, and it goes through deck 6, deck 7, deck 4, deck 3. So all the decks it'll go through, and you can scroll through and see or find your deck and what's interests you. Like on this one, deck 5, Aurora Theater, is forward of the boat, and Cascades dining room is on the aft of the boat. So that's really cool. And also from this tab you can find activities, dinings, entertainment, shops, excursions. You can purchase your offshore excursions from here, although we recommend you just get off at the port, and there's so many people lined up to sell you something. They're a little bit cheaper, although they're not guaranteed by the ship. To me, it's okay. I'd rather take my risks that way because I like it a little bit cheaper. And anyway, there's spas, fitness centers. There's a fitness center, and all their events, all the things that they're having, the jogging track. A few services, you've got ATM, business services, conference rooms, you know, room service, medical, whatever you need. And this app tells you anything that you need to know. And it's been super helpful. I'm always on it, and I like it. And you like it too?
Yep. The only thing I would add is, as you're going on and off the ship, sometimes it will lose sync. So you got to shut it down and restart it. Otherwise, it'll have old information on it, and the ship time will be wrong and different things like that.
Oh, that's just something that's happened to Scott. I haven't had that experience yet, which is good. I guess it just depends on your phone.
Well, the thing that goes with that is they're constantly updating the schedule. They'll change a show or move things around. And in order to see it, you have to refresh the
Right
app.
here, like say under the daily planner, right here is the refresh button. So you hit that, and then you'll find out what has changed for the night. So the refresh button is right here, and that's what he's talking about. Another feature that I found helpful is this blue tab right here. It's like more information, what you need to know. And this tells you what's going on every day by that day, like day 2. Here's what you need to know about your sea day. You know, day 3, if you're leaving the ship, where the gangway will be. In this case, on day 3, the gangway was on deck 2, midship. They tell you to wear your masks. They tell you that the gangway goes down at 6:30 a.m. and then the all aboard is at 3:30 p.m. And they got helpful information on the port that you're going to, and you know, they tell you what tonight's attire is. Sometimes they have formal nights. You don't have to participate in those things, but it is offered for people who like to dress up and take photos and things. So this need to know button is really awesome because it just goes by day and tells you any needed information for that day. And see, it'll also tell you that which day you're on. So it says day 7 today, which is today. And it's a sea day. So they don't have a lot going on, but they do talk about what's happening with the water slides and the rock walls and our luggages, and that will be taken care of tomorrow. Telling you to turn in your pool towels, because if not, there will be a $25 fee for that. And day 8, we're basically leaving. So they talk about, you know, where to get your luggages, or where to put your luggages and collect your luggages, any customs that might happen, and you know, all the key things you would need to know at checkout. So I really love this feature, and I don't know how new it is because this is our first cruise, but it's super helpful. We really like it, and I thought I'd share it with you in case you're unfamiliar with it or may not know how to use it. Traveling on a cruise ship, you can get charged extra services if the ship reaches about somewhere between 6 to 12 miles away from shore. We just found it easiest to put our phones in airplane mode before we left port, and we take our phones off of airplane mode when we get to our next port. We found that easiest to do because we don't want to incur any extra charges if, you know, you don't want any roaming charges. Even though we were in covered places, in Canada was covered by T-Mobile, Alaska was covered by T-Mobile. When you get so far away from those places, then nobody covers it but the actual ship. And once you do that, the price is just insane. So I just recommend that you put your phone in airplane mode until you're, you know, standing on land somewhere. And you know that your carrier covers where you're standing. If not, you know, then I guess you'll have to pay for some kind of service from your carrier. But yeah, we found that easiest to do, and that's what we did. Anything else? No. Yeah, that's it. Two to 4:30. I did want to give that a try, but I was busy taking a nap, so oh well. So maybe next cruise, huh? Get to try that rock wall out. This was the salmon, and you got the what?
Fried chicken.
Well, the sister came.
This is our last meal. Our last meal. I got the roasted beets and the salmon gravlax. Scott got the crispy coconut shrimp. And he got the fish and chips, and I got the aged prime rib of beef. Even though that lamb shank's looking good,
That steak too.
I got the steak. So he got Scott got the dark chocolate brownie. I got the summer fruit pavlova, and I think that's gonna be a wrap. This is what my salad looks like. Woo-hoo. I already ate my salmon. I think I forgot. Here's my prime rib, or what's left of it.
Here's what's left of my fish and chips.
What's left of his fish and chips.
See a here?
Oh, we've gotten bad on day 7.
Here?
There's my dessert. I totally forgot what I got. Fruit something. And then you got chocolate something.
Yeah, chocolate brownie something.
Chocolate brownie something. And folks, on day 7, it's a wrap. We throw in the towel. This was a great cruise. Goodbye, cruise. Goodbye. It's 10:19. Our last day at sea. 43 degrees. Tomorrow we are in Seward. Sunset was at 10:07. 43 degrees outside. We're here on the boat, and it doesn't look like sunset at all. We normally get 16 hours of sunlight here in Alaska. So it's pretty crazy when you look outside and it only looks like 6 p.m. even though it's almost 11 o'clock at night. But it's pretty cool. You get most out of your days here. Our last night we got
Our only drink.
our only alcoholic drink. And it's to celebrate.
Yeah.
So last night the captain is having a party. We got a couple of seats up here. That's what it looks like. So this ought to be fun.
Yeah.
There's the captain.